Stop.
Baghdad tonight, under heavy bombardment on the day the war started. American and British troops are in action on land, sea and in the air. The massive ground assault is underway. The Americans warn it is just a taste of things to come.
At this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
I would think that it's going to be at least another year to a year and a half, but hopefully before then we could have our troops out of a lot of the areas where they're vulnerable to casualties.
It's been a bloody few days in and around Baghdad. The death of 7 Marines Monday punctuated the ever-increasing U.S. death toll.
3 U.S. soldiers were killed when a roadside bomb struck their patrol vehicle northwest of Baghdad.
As the war enters its 6th year, American troops are still dying in Iraq.
4 soldiers killed when an explosive detonated near their vehicle while they were on patrol in southern Baghdad.
3 more U.S. soldiers were killed today, bringing the U.S. death toll to nearly 4,000.
The deaths and more than 29,000 wounded reflect the true costs of the war.
I want Americans and all the world to know that coalition forces will make every effort to spare innocent civilians from harm.
More than 30 people were killed and dozens injured when a bomb ripped apart a market where day laborers were lining up looking for work.
Relatives arrived at a hospital in the city to collect the bodies of their loved ones.
110 children were killed in the past 2 months and 351 women.
4 children died in the ministry's kindergarten, 20 children overall.
It's been a particularly brutal day across Iraq, with at least 80 people killed or found dead.
More civilians than ever were killed this fall, and the numbers rising.
It was a promise the Bush administration was not able to keep, assuring the nation at the outset of the war that the military would finish the mission in Iraq quickly for less than $100 billion.
By any measure, the U.S. government has spent a fortune in Iraq, at least $437 billion so far.
The recession that we're on the brink of, or that we could come out of it a lot quicker if we weren't investing all of these resources. $12 billion a month in Iraq.
Estimated interest on borrowed war funds is $800 billion. Plus there's $600 billion for replacing military equipment and restoring pre-war troop levels. And another $600 billion for providing long-term medical care and disability compensation for wounded veterans.
Government investigators say billions have been lost to fraud, mismanagement, or bad bookkeeping. And the spending won't end when the fighting does.
The problem with the war is we're getting nothing for it, as far as I can see.
Unless we learn some of the lessons that we learned the hard way in Iraq, we are unlikely to achieve success in Afghanistan.
Stop.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. We have been compelled to create a permanent armaments industry of vast proportion. We annually spend on military security alone more than the net income of all United States corporations. We recognize the imperative need for this development, yet we must not fail to comprehend its grave implications. Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizen can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense, the prospect of domination of the nation's scholars by federal employment, project allocations, and the power of money is ever present and is gravely to be regarded. We must also be alert to the equal and opposite danger that public policy could itself become the captive of a scientific, technological elite. We cannot mortgage the material assets of our grandchildren without risking the loss also of their political and spiritual heritage.